Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Larry Long Jr. back again. Welcome to the Cold Calling Podcast. I'm your host, CEO, Chief Energy Officer of LLJR Enterprises. Hey, just a quick reminder, the Cold Calling Podcast powered by Monster Connect. Rawr! Get your monster on. Leveraging technology, leveraging humans to deliver actual conversations to B2B sellers. Hey, I'm honored to welcome today's guest. We're live. Yeah, you might hear the noise. We're live from his Untap Your Sales Potential event here in Austin, Texas. He's a master enterprise seller. He's now a coach, CEO, and founder of Untap Your Sales Potential. Let's give a warm cold calling podcast to Mr. Ian Koniak. The mic is all yours, Ian. What's going on, man?
we are really live. We are live. We are at lunch, and we're going to bring the heat right now. Bring the energy.
Oh, I love it. So, Ian, I like to get started with a segment that I call Who, What, and Why. Who are you? What do you do? And why do you do it?
Powerful question. Who I am Ian Koniak, first and foremost, a husband, a father, a man of faith, and someone who's just here to hopefully brighten the lives of other people and in my own unique way. What I do is I coach. There's probably 40 people here. This is one of our live events. I got 150 people in my program now, and we coach sellers on how to go from good to great, how to go from ordinary to extraordinary by combining continuous and ongoing development around mindset, around habits, and around selling skills, because all three are really needed. You could have the skills, but if you don't have the work ethic, you're not there. You could have the work ethic and the skills, but if your attitude sucks, that's going to really hurt you. So it's really maintaining and showing up as your best, unique, authentic self every day, because when we feel better, we sell better, right? When we're happier, we can transfer our energy to other people. And that's what sales is, a transfer of energy. So I'm just figuring this out. I'm a new founder of this program. We've been 2 years ago, right around this time, I left Salesforce, and I feel so blessed to be able to live this mission of helping everyone here believe in themselves and really understand what it takes to be the very best. So yeah, thank you for being part of this journey and for speaking at this conference, man.
Man, it's my true honor, privilege, pleasure. I'm humbled to be here. Now I got to ask, this has been amazing. I mean, it gives me chills thinking about this experience. Untap Your Sales Potential. What is this event? What is this event?
Yeah, so it's one thing to be on a Zoom call, going and learning from somebody or sharing or consuming content. It's a whole nother thing to have an experience in person. And so what I realized very quickly when I was doing Zoom calls and Zoom coaching was that there was only one level of connection that you could get from that environment. So I decided about a year ago to bring people together live, to meet each other, to learn from each other, and most importantly, to have fun. And so this event is a combination of content, connection, and just having a great time. So you've been participating. We went on a wonderful hike. We did archery and we're in Texas, so you got to shoot something in Texas, but we were throwing axes. We had a bonfire and s'mores last night. We had wonderful dinners. And we've also had amazing speakers. We have sitting right next to me is KD. We had Larry. We just finished with Jamal Raymer. Say hi, KD. It's about learning from each other. It's about lifting each other up, because you are the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with. What about 50 people, right? So everyone here has that common thread of wanting to get better. And honestly, we're all humble. We're all trying to figure it out together. And that's why I like this group, is no one's coming here with the answers. We're all trying to lift each other up in spirit and just do our best. And you know, that's what the world needs right now, is people that are positive, trying to lift each other up. And so that's what this event is about. It's about helping people get that inspiration from other people, from community, and from, you know, some really awesome, powerful speakers who have been there on the journey and are still on it with them, that they can look to for inspiration and wisdom. So I can't do this by myself. I'm just organizing and curating it. And really it's the people here that are attending the speakers and kind of the whole environment that makes personal transformation happen in a way that's way bigger than sitting in your home office on a Zoom call. So that's the purpose of this live event. We're together for 2 days. We're all staying here, flying in around the world. We have people from 5 different countries here, from Colombia, from Canada, from Ireland, from England, from the United States. And it's just, it's been really special.
This has been so powerful, just this whole experience. And I'm blown away. I mean, some of the themes, belief, motivation and inspiration, but most importantly, transformation.
Yeah.
I'm witnessing this with my own eyes. I'm witnessing this in my own self. This is powerful, man. Now, for all those cold callers that are out there, this is the cold calling podcast. What advice would you give? Because I know how it is to be a cold caller. And this room right here, we're talking about untap your sales potential personally and professionally as enterprise sellers. Our SDRs and BDRs, our cold callers out there aspire to get to this level. What words of advice and wisdom would you give to someone right now that's thinking, oh, I want to be there where you've been and where you're helping these people go? How do I do it?
4 words and 4 words only. Be where you are. You can look ahead, you can look behind, but what most people do is they don't embrace the challenge at hand. I didn't start as an enterprise seller. I started going door to door selling copiers. You think picking up the phone is hard? Try going door to door and getting thrown out of buildings in Koreatown, Los Angeles, which is where I was starting out when I was in sales. It's a matter of being the best at what you're doing before looking for new opportunities or having any sense of entitlement to be. You don't get to be an enterprise AE by not being the best along the way. This is a series of many promotions. It's a series of mastering where you are to get to that next level. So don't look too far ahead. Focus on being the best BDR you can be, because I promise you that resilience, that objection handling, that discipline, that focus, that endurance that you're going to build will serve you in every single role that you have for the rest of your life. So take the gift that is the challenge in front of you with full faith and trust that if you just embrace where you are and give your all right now, it's going to pay off later. So don't see this as a path and just keep counting the days until you get promoted. See it as a challenge within yourself to grow from.
Man, that is powerful. And what I'm hearing is the power of presence.
Yeah.
Be at where your feet at.
Yeah, that's right.
And take advantage of that opportunity. Carpe diem. Ian, that's for the message for cold callers. What message would you have for our leaders out there, our leaders of SDRs, BDRs, cold callers? What sincere advice would you give them?
Don't get me started. 3 words. I got 4 words for the BDRs. 3 words. Well, no, way more than that. Okay, so quality over quantity. All that matters is, were they able to actually be effective in the role? So putting someone in a box and saying you have to do this quantity and that's all you get, versus giving them the creativity to figure things out and try different things, I think is a big mistake. Ultimately, what matters is, did you book a meeting and did that meeting convert to an opportunity? So if I'm effective at booking meetings on video, great. Let me do video. If I'm better knocking on doors, phenomenal. If I'm better doing dials, great. If my emails are more effective, great. Don't make me bust out a quantity that means shit compared to the meetings. The BDR that does 10 activities that are high quality and sets 3 meetings, okay, is 30 times more effective than the BDR that sends 100 and sets 1. Because 30% is 30 times better than 1%. So look at the actual, that's the first piece of advice. Look at actually the results versus measuring quantity. Look at the results of meetings booked versus just saying you have to do this many calls. That's how I did it. It wasn't like, oh, you have to do this. It was do 2 meetings and book 2 every day. However you get there, you guys will figure it out. So I relied a lot on door knocking. I was very good at that. Whereas other people did the phone. Other people might have gone to conferences. Ultimately, other people get referrals. It's whatever you can do to book the meeting. Give them some flexibility to try things their way, because we're not all robots. Second thing, okay, is coach the person. Don't coach the numbers. Coach the person. Develop them. Help them. Lead by example. Go roll up your sleeves and do calls with them. Show it how it's done. Don't just tell them what to do. Lead by example. Okay, if you want to have people jump under a bus for you, help them get better. Okay, and we just need more coaches. My program has 50 people, 150 people, because managers aren't doing their job right now in developing their people. And that's what the job is. Okay, the more you care about someone's growth, the better they're going to do for you and your company, right? So don't treat them like a number, treat them like a human first, and watch the results follow.
Oh my goodness. You just dropped the mic. You just dropped, and Ian, thank you for joining us on the podcast. Thank you for hosting this event. Thank you for all you do to serve the community, to serve the people in the community, because it's those relationships, it's that care that's right in your heart to help serve the lives. And what I've seen from you, this is just my honest assessment, is that you care about people's lives. Yes, as enterprise sellers, we're in sales for a reason, but more importantly, don't go anywhere, Katie, you're next. More importantly, you care about that person, who they are, their families, them, their mental health, their well-being. And that's, oh goodness, it's heartwarming. It really is. So I want to give you your flowers while you're here and say thank you, man. Hey, Cold Calling Podcast, let's give a warm round of applause to Mr. Ian Koniak for all the amazing work he's doing. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know I'm holding you up from lunch, so you're go and enjoy. And hey, if any of the members want to come and give their top tip about cold calling, please tell them they're welcome to come on camera. Thank you, Ian. So I would be remiss. I'm in the atmosphere of just greatness. Yeah, whether you know it or not, greatness. We've got the honorable, the memorable KD, black hat connoisseur, doing big things.
True story, my friend. I am on brand and authentic. That is for sure. People like, oh, I knew it was you because of the black hat. I'm like, I'll take it.
I hope you will share with our audience. Who are you? What do you do? And why do you do it?
I am Kevin Dorsey. I am a brother. I am a son. I am a husband. I am a father. I am blessed to be a leader of people. If I think about what I do, it's around leading and teaching. I'm currently the SVP of Sales and Partnership at Bench Accounting. And why I do it, man, like potential. Potential is just the word. I feel I have so much potential I can live into, and I see so much potential in other people always. And like, I just want to bring that out of people, right? Like, I think people, God, they just don't even know what they can accomplish if they actually, became that type of individual and leaned in. And so I try to bring that out of people. So that's what I do, man.
That's absolutely amazing. Now, Kevin, you made a statement earlier that you were an MC in Nash Vegas.
Yes.
And you didn't have the mic. I'm gonna give you the platinum mic. He gets the platinum mic.
I'll put it in my pocket, baby. Like, I didn't bring my own. Like, everyone knows there's levels to this. I'm not on the level yet, man. I haven't been gifted the platinum mic.
Now, Kevin, I would love to know, because I know that you're a voracious reader, and leaders are readers. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to our SDRs that are out there around consuming content, reading to elevate their game?
I mean, first and foremost, it starts. Like, for whatever reason, reading lately has been given like this, oh, well, it's not about how many books you've read, it's about how many you've applied. Go read 20 sales books and tell me you're not a better seller afterwards, period. And so more and more, like, people just aren't reading. They're just not. And there's actually, interesting enough, a lot of science even behind it. As much as you want to think about like watching a YouTube video or listening to a podcast, it's still very passive learning. Whereas when you're reading, you have to be actively engaged in doing it. So first, it's start. The second one would be like split the topics though. There's sales books and there's psychology books. Mix them up. Sales books are very oriented around a sales process, right? where psychology is about the human brain that you can apply to any sales process. So a lot of SDRs, AEs, leaders, they don't read on how we make decisions. They don't read on how consumers buy things, right? And all of that. Like some of the themes from these topics here is at the end of the day, you are selling to a person. So understanding how people make decisions, read on all that, but start reading. There are so many resources out there that people just don't leverage.
Wow. It's knocking at the door. Opportunity is knocking.
It's there.
Now you're about to bless us with live better, sell better. Now, I don't want to give away all the goodies, but can you just give us a little insight, a little peek under the cover? What can our listeners, our viewers, what can they take away? Top tip. Just share it with us.
So the top tip is to create who you need to be to accomplish your goals. So if you think about growth, you think about life, you think about hiring. I'll use hiring as an example. When we hire people in sales, we hire people for who we want them to be. We want them to be confident, be resilient, be perseverant, be creative, be persuasive. Like we hire for what we want people to be. But then when people get into their job, all we ever focus on is what they need to do. Here's how to do the job. Whereas if we were focused on that being, right, what would happen if everyone in this room right now was being more confident, being more resilient, being more persuasive, being more creative, being more energetic, being more joyful? What would happen to their results?
Dynamite.
What would happen? We didn't say anything about a cold call opener. We didn't say anything about a script. We didn't think anything about multi-threading. Just if we could shift our being. That's the difference, in my opinion, of live better, sell better, is if we can focus on this and get tactical with it. These are not just like affirmations and shit. Everyone's results go up if they can shift through their being, right? Who you're being changes what you do. And too many people focus on the do's. That's a little preview for y'all about what we're about to dive into.
Man, y'all don't know how privileged you are. You got a little peek under the cover. Kevin, as we wrap up, what's your parting comment you have for those in the sales community, SDRs, BDRs, SDR and BDR leaders, those executives that are out there? What's your best piece of advice that you have for them? In addition to being better, elevating themselves, what else should they be focused on?
Ooh, I guess it depends on what topic, right? Like focused on in terms of sales results and life results. Like what area should
what's top of mind for you right now?
Ooh, what is top of mind for me right now is truly it's intention. Intention is my favorite word. I bring it up all the time. It's like, regardless of what you're doing, do it with intention, right? Like I talk about this with my team. I talk about this in my own house, right? 10 minutes of intention is more powerful than an hour of attention. And too many people are paying attention to things, where SDRs, if you are listening, right, are you really calling with intention? Or are you calling? Are you talking to people with intention? Or are you trying to book a meeting? Leaders, are you leading with intention? Are you trying to hit a number, right? Like if you sit down with a rep and it's a one-on-one, and in that one-on-one, your intention is to make that person better, it's a totally different one-on-one. So intention is my biggest tip, regardless of what you're doing. Also at home, right? Like when I step out of my office out of a long day with the intention of making sure my daughters laugh, with the intention that my wife feels loved. It doesn't take hours. That's 30 seconds of, hey, babe, I love you, and I want to make sure you know that. That's me just picking up my daughter and dragging them outside and spraying them with the hose, like whatever. Like live with intention, work with intention, sell with intention. Everything gets better.
Intention. He just dropped the mic on y'all. Hey, Kevin, I can't thank you enough, man. We appreciate you. No doubt. I don't want to stop you from getting some food. So, man. Cold Calling Podcast. We're gonna take this thing on the road. We're gonna go get some insights from our folks here. If you don't mind, what is going on? Do you mind sharing? What's your top cold calling tip that you got for our audience? Give us a top
point of view. I always have a point of view.
Point of view. What do you mean?
Yeah, always have a reason why, and also why you're reaching out, especially to execs, and have a reason, like a relevant reason that ties back to their goals, what they're looking to achieve.
Point of view.
Yeah.
I love it. Come with your own point of view.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for sharing. Come on now. We're trying to score a goal.
What she said is accurate. Also, just be relaxed, be confident in your delivery. It's more about how you say it, not what you say.
Not what you say, but how you say it.
Exactly.
Calm, cool, and collected. Kind of like you. Hey, thank you so much for sharing. I love it. Let's see, what do we got? We're roving. Let's see. Woo, we're on the move. Sorry to catch a mid-bite. Cold calling podcast.
Oh man.
I need your best cold calling tip. What do you recommend to those cold callers that are out there? How can they have success?
Persistence. Don't give up. Keep going. There's going to be doubt that creeps in. Keep going. Get the practice you need. Get the at-bats you need. Don't stop.
Don't stop. Get it. Persistence. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'll let you get back to your food. I'm sorry to break up this conversation. We're live with the Cold Calling Podcast. I need to know what's going on. What's your best advice for those cold callers that are out there? Give me your top tip for anyone that's out there cold calling today.
Just be persistent. Do it early in the morning, later in the day, and just make sure you're targeting those right people for those 5 or 10, 15 calls you're going to make today.
Ooh, I love it. Persistence and the right people.
And a couple times a day.
Okay. What you got? We got some mid-bite. I'm sorry to catch some mid-bite. What's your best advice to those cold callers out there?
Stop cold calling.
Tell me more. What do you mean? Stop cold calling.
Work on a proposition that you can tell your customers. Set up a good, entice with a good value proposition in an email. Get them to ask for more, and that's when you talk.
It ain't cold. It's warm.
Yes.
You're warming that thing up.
Yes, take time to warm it up.
Ooh, I hope you're listening.
Talk to less number of people. Have quality conversations.
Quality over quantity.
Absolutely.
Goodness gracious. Thank you so much. I'm coming on over. Yeah, now don't put me in a wrestling mood, but
I won't. Well, not yet.
I need to know. What's your best cold calling advice?
If your cold call doesn't pass the mom test, it's not a good cold call.
What's the mom test?
Your own mother wouldn't answer your own cold call. It's not a good cold call. It's not a good opener. I wouldn't answer it. Why would you expect the client to answer it?
The mom test. I've never heard that before. I'm learning something new every day. That's sharp right there.
Yeah.
That's real sharp.
Sure.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're going to be making our rounds. Yeah, we're going to be coming on over here. Best cold calling advice. It's the Cold Call Podcast.
Best cold calling advice?
Yeah, what you got for us?
Listen more than you speak.
Ooh. Listen. Why is that?
Why is that? So you can ask questions and get more information and mimic their tonality as well.
Ooh, mirror and match. Strong.
Yeah.
That's
Mirror and match.
Mirror and match. I hope you're listening closely. What you got? Best cold call advice.
Best cold calling advice is to reflect back and make sure you understand exactly what you're hearing. Try to ask clarifying questions, inflect your voice, and do your homework well ahead of time before you get on a call with them.
Ooh, getting prepared.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's right. You lit up when you gave that advice. Oh my goodness.
Thanks.
Why is that? Why did you light up when you're sharing some insider tips?
Well, I like helping people. I like giving them good advice so they can get well in their career and prepare well in advance to close these deals and get on customers and help them out.
And that right there, folks, there's no mystery why Julian is having success. He likes helping people, serving people, helping people elevate.
Yeah.
And you're doing that on your own. You're helping yourself elevate through this program.
Yeah.
There's no mysteries. I think they say success leaves clues and there's breadcrumbs. And speaking of breadcrumbs, I'm going to let you get back to your meal. I don't want to catch a mid-bite.
All right.
Thank you, Julian. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. What do we got? Ooh, we're moving and shaking. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. We got the VIP table over here. Best cold call advice. For our folks out there, cold calling podcast, what you got?
LinkedIn is your best friend.
LinkedIn.
You got to get really, really, really detailed. Here's something that
is a very strong key for a lot of you out there. Executive assistants on LinkedIn. Understand where they've been, where they're based, everything about them. And what you want to do, send them a gift card, send them something. And then once you're done with that, send them an email and really, really try to understand, like, hey, is there any way that I can really sit down and spend time with you to try and understand, if I can get some time with that senior executive. So,
I like that
yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Leveraging LinkedIn.
Leverage
to elevate
LinkedIn.
Your results.
Yeah, because it's much harder to reach these senior executives. So what you really want to do is see if you can get some time with their executive assistants,
That's creative right there. I like that creativity.
Yeah.
I got another question. Why are you here? Why are you here at the Untap Your Sales Potential event?
Because if you're not investing in yourself, then what are you doing? I mean, that is massive for me. Like, you always want to progress and be better. And I think a lot of people look at sales as a competition, but there's so much growth around all of us that you really have to build on that energy. Like, I think the one word I've been hearing all weekend and that I continue to hear is community, right? Like, this is a community. And everyone here is getting really personal and deep, talking about a lot of the highs, but more importantly, the resiliency and perseverance and the humility from the lows. So I'm just really blessed and thankful to be here, and thankful to sit down with guys like Larry Long Jr., baby.
On, don't do that.
Larry
He's
Long
making me
Jr.
blush. Don't do that. We can't have that happen.
God bless you.
Oh, man. Thank you. What's up, man? Cold Calling Podcast. What's your top cold calling tip for the folks out there? They want to know, how can I be successful?
Wow. I would say the number one cold calling tip that I have would be to call it out to the client that it is in fact a cold call, and trying to lead with, just radical transparency from the front. If you call that out, it typically takes them off their guard and you can have a more candid conversation with them. And I think people also appreciate honesty in what has historically been, people I think have a negative connotation in the public of what sales is. And I think it's up to salespeople like us to really change the narrative around that. And I think it all starts with honesty and transparency. And once you start introducing transparency from the get-go, I think that builds that level of trust that you can have with them, that hopefully catapults the relationship and is a catalyst for potentially, great things to come.
Selling the right way. Yes. Radical transparency. This is a cold call. Yes. Calling it out.
Yep.
I'm not trying to pull the wool over your eyes.
Nope.
I'm keeping it real.
Yep. And
trust, relationships.
Yes, absolutely. It's all, sales is such a relationship game, and if you're going to be invested with a company for a year, you better as heck be ready to be honest and transparent with them from the get-go. So that'd be my one bit of advice.
Thank you so much. Wish you all the best. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Woo! Cold Calling Podcast. You were in for a treat. Hopefully you were able to take some of the great gems, some of the great insights that were dropped by all of these amazing individuals here at Ian Koniak's Untap Your Sales Potential. Make sure you take a look. Make sure you explore Ian's program. He's helping sellers to sell better. He's helping sellers to be better people. I want to thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. I encourage you to join us again next week. Same bat time, same bat date. Next Wednesday, we're going to be tuning in on the 25th of October. We'll see you there. Thank you again, Monster Connect, for sponsoring, for supporting, for hosting, for serving this amazing community. Thank you to Ian Koniak, to KD, Kevin Dorsey, and all of the participants that were kind enough to share insights, to share tips with you, our avid subscribers and listeners. Please make sure that you tune in next week. Please make sure to leave a review, and we wish you all the best and continued success. We'll see you next week. Peace.